When were you last genuinely happy? For longer than 10 minutes, I mean. Why is it so difficult to achieve long lasting, consistent happiness? Well, that's a topic for another day. But in this video, I'm going to show you that you can achieve that lasting happiness and peace of mind by practicing 4 emotions. Hi, my name is Mayoni, and I'm a mom, medical doctor, and entrepreneur who has been learning and practicing self development for almost 2 decades. Let's jump into the 4 emotions. They typically flow into each other, which means that it's difficult to experience the fourth without the third without the second, and so on. The first emotion is loving kindness. Loving kindness is the practice of feeling deep love or affection, concern, or goodwill towards yourself and for others.
The itsy bitsy spider dropped down into my room. Shrieking and scared, I raised my book to thump it with a boom. I took a second to think about what if that spider were me? Wouldn't I wanna be left alone to just exist and be?
Developing and practicing loving kindness leads to feelings of oneness with others and reduces or eliminates self criticism. So, how do we go about doing it? One way is to do dedicated loving kindness meditation, which is described in the link on the screen. Another way is to practice loving kindness as you go about your day to day activities. Remember that loving kindness has to extend to yourself as well as others. We tend to be hardest and least forgiving with ourselves, so making a practice of loving yourself is really crucial. So let's start with practicing loving kindness for yourself. Whenever you make a mistake and start mentally berating yourself, try to become mindful of your mental chatter and then mentally tell yourself, it's all right. Mistakes happen to everyone. Recall all the times you've succeeded at life, whether it was handing in a great piece of homework or being kind and patient with your younger sibling. Feel gratitude for the person you are, your good qualities and traits, all the times you've helped people or even just been kind to them. Think about what an asset you are to this world and how you make it a better place. Really feel love and care for yourself. It helps to visualize the loving kindness emanating from your heart and enveloping your entire body in a warm glow of love. Similarly, if someone does something that irritates you, disappoints you, or just creates feelings of negativity in you, try to remember times when this person has helped you or been kind to you, even if it was as simple as a smile. Visualize the warm glow of loving kindness coming from your heart and surrounding them as well. Whenever you practice loving kindness, really try to feel it. It's meaningless if you're visualizing but not actually feeling the emotion. But don't worry if you don't feel it at first. That's totally normal. Remember, this is a practice, so the more you do it, the better you get at it. Also, don't wait until you or someone makes a mistake to visualize the good you or they do. Do it as a practice. When you wake up in the morning before getting out of bed, think about 3 good things you've done or achieved in the last week. At night, before you go to bed, reflect on all the good things you did or said that day. Think about all the good things your family and friends did that day and feel loving kindness for yourself and for them. Remember, it really doesn't have to be anything big. Even the smallest smile you gave someone or tiny bit of compassion you felt for yourself or someone else counts. I've made a handy visual aid to help remember the 4 emotions and how to grow them. You can visit the link in the description below to download it. Now, on to the second emotion for lasting happiness, which is compassion. Compassion is our empathetic response to the suffering of others as well as ourselves. As you continue your loving kindness practice, you will start to realize that compassion follows naturally. So, straight off the bat, you'll be practicing and experiencing compassion for yourself and for others. This can further be strengthened through active practice. Become aware of the suffering you or someone else is experiencing and acknowledge the pain being felt. Experience it without judgment. Connect with yourself and someone else through your shared humanity, reminding yourself that we all make mistakes, all feel pain, doubt, and discontent, and that really we all want happiness. Be mindful of any judgy thoughts you may be having about the situation and replace any negative or harsh thoughts with gentle and kind ones. Replace the judgment with understanding and kindness. Like before, really try to feel the compassion and kindness flowing from you to surround yourself or surround someone else. As we continue to practice loving kindness and compassion towards others, we will start to experience the next emotion with increasing ease. And this third one is sympathetic or appreciative joy. It means feeling happiness as a result of the happiness of others. Basically, being genuinely happy for someone else's success or joy. This is an emotion that is harder to experience, especially when we haven't experienced the same success that our friend has achieved. Even harder when it's something we want to attain but haven't yet. However, if you have been practicing loving kindness and compassion towards others, appreciative joy will be much easier to experience. Observe your reactions or feelings when someone tells you of their good fortune. Become aware of any envy, resentment, or sadness you might feel towards this person because they have what you want. Without judgment, gently replace these feelings with joy and happiness for them. Acknowledge the effort and challenges they had to undergo to get to this point, and experience the relief and joy they must be feeling. Think about all the good in your life. Experience gratitude for all the opportunities you've had and continue to have. Be grateful for your current state, no matter where on the success line that state lies. Remind yourself that your current state is dynamic and it can constantly improve. Be grateful to your friend for their success, as it's a source of inspiration for you and your future success. You can also take it one step further and remember that success is also a perspective, in that what you think of as success may not be what someone else thinks of as success. In fact, what you think of as success may not be what you may have thought of as success 5 years ago, and may not be what you view as success 5 years from now. It's all fluid. Remind yourself gently that it may not be worthwhile experiencing unpleasant feelings like envy for people who have achieved states that you have just acknowledged are fluid and temporary. So, quietly let those feelings go. The final emotion to practice for uninhibited happiness is also the hardest to maintain. It is equanimity, which means a maintenance of calm and evenness of temper despite the circumstances. Typically, we tend to react to our daily occurrences. We're happy when good things happen to us, and we're sad or angry when it's bad. Like a boat being rocked by a storm, our emotions go up and down with external factors that we cannot control. However, if we can recognize our lack of control and acknowledge the futility of being upset when our expectations aren't met, there is a sense of relief. We can now let go. Imagine a flower that has fallen into a river. It won't sink, neither will it stay where it fell. Instead, it goes with the flow of the river, letting the flowing waters take it where they may. Imagine you are that beautiful flower flowing in the river of life. Resistance does not benefit you in any way, but rather creates dissatisfaction and frustration. Instead, accept your relative lack of control and go with the flow. That's not to say you just give up and not try. What it does mean is that you do everything to the best of your ability and then let go. No expectations, no control. To further strengthen your equanimity, try to maintain mindfulness as you go about your day. Focus on the present moment without judgment. Show kindness and understanding towards yourself, just like you would do to a good friend. And be grateful. To learn more about how to develop a grateful mindset, watch the video that is linked above. So, to recap, the 4 emotions you need to develop for lasting happiness are: number 1, loving kindness; number 2, compassion; number 3, appreciative joy; and number 4, equanimity. Remember, none of these emotions will necessarily come naturally to us, so we have to work at them and practice them on a regular basis. And before we know it, we will be experiencing consistent, unwavering happiness. I know that trying to drum up compassion and kindness might feel a bit cheesy and ridiculous in the beginning, but seriously, guys, these practices work. There's a growing body of research to back that up. So, put in the work, and I promise you, you will start to experience internal happiness, which is happiness that's not based on external factors. And because it isn't dependent on external factors, internal happiness is the type that lasts. So try it and see. Also, don't forget to click the link in the description below to get a quick summarized guide of this video. And remember, you are your own superhero. Also cheesy, but nonetheless true.